Explosive updates shaking the football world. Bayern Munich declared the best team in Europe, a teenage sensation poised for a mega transfer, shockwaves behind the scenes at the Allianz Arena, and Manchester United targeting a superstar defender. You do not want to miss this. Get ready, because Bayern Munich legend Oliver Kahn is not holding back, calling the club the best in Europe, and even Harry Kane and co. are being hailed as Champions League title contenders after a dominant performance. We've got the inside scoop on why everything is going too well for Vincent Kompany's squad. But the drama doesn't stop there. We're diving deep into the meteoric rise of Anderlecht's teenage midfielder, Nathan de Cat. Towering at 6'3" and already turning heads at just 17, is he Europe's next big thing, with Bayern Munich and more circling for a massive transfer? We break down his game and the clubs vying for his signature. And the shake-ups continue. Is Bayern Munich's transfer chief Eberl's future in doubt despite Vincent Kompany's treble charge? Plus, Manchester United are identifying a Bayern Munich star as the solution to a key issue. Stick around as we break down all the angles and give you the full story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Bayern Munich, Europe's best or too perfect? Bayern Munich legend Oliver Kahn has delivered a glowing assessment of the club's current trajectory under Vincent Kompany, branding them the premier force in European football. Following a ruthless Champions League performance, the former goalkeeper and CEO noted that the squad's immense depth is a historical omen for major silverware. However, Kahn also voiced a unique concern regarding the team's lack of recent struggles. Bayern have transformed into a highly efficient winning team, seamlessly blending their dominance in the Bundesliga with a significant victory on the continental stage. The German record champions recently dismantled Atalanta 6-1 in the first leg of their Champions League round of 16 encounter, a result that sent shockwaves through the competition. Under Kompany's stewardship, the side has developed a rare level of consistency where rotation does not weaken the starting XI, a trait Kahn identifies as a hallmark of the club's most successful eras. Speaking on Sky Sport, Kahn emphasized the terrifying depth of the current roster. There's an indicator at FC Bayern that's very, very telling. You can basically play whoever you want from the squad, and the quality hardly drops, or sometimes not at all. In the past, that's always been a sign that it's going to be a very successful season, the 56-year-old said. He added, I have rarely seen FC Bayern play as strongly as they are at the moment, not only in the Bundesliga, but also internationally. The team is playing almost like clockwork. Despite the 6-1 thrashing of Atalanta, Kahn remains a fan of challenges and worries that the path has been too smooth for the current squad. The only thing, and I'm always a fan of challenges, is that everything is going too well for me at the moment. Almost a touch too well, it's going like clockwork, he warned. While he stopped short of guaranteeing a trophy, his verdict was clear. I wouldn't go so far as to say that FC Bayern will easily win the Champions League. It's not like that. But at the moment, for me, they are the best team in Europe, the way they're playing football. Bayern must now carry this momentum into the quarterfinals while maintaining their lead at the top of the Bundesliga. Although the second leg against Atalanta seems to be a formality, the real test for Kompany will be how he and the coaching staff ensure that the squad remains sharp and motivated. Don't go anywhere, because the drama is just heating up. Next, we uncover the story of a teenage prodigy who's already on Bayern Munich's radar. Anderlecht's teen sensation, Europe's next big star. Nathan de Cat is the next big thing to come out of Belgium, both figuratively and literally. At just 17 years old, the midfielder already stands at a towering 6 feet and 3 inches tall, and he still has plenty of growing to do. The latest gem to emerge from Anderlecht's famed youth system, his height isn't the only reason he's caught the attention of some of Europe's elite. Following in the footsteps of Club Academy graduates Vincent Kompany, Romelu Lukaku, and Yuri Tielemans, de Cat is shining for the Belgian Giants in his first full season at senior level. catching the eye with a string of imperious performances in the middle of the park that belie his tender years. He's been so good that he could well be pushing for an unlikely seat on the plane to the upcoming World Cup with the Red Devils. Indeed, it could be a huge summer for the teenager. He is set to enter the final year of his contract, and with no signs that a renewal is imminent, it's likely that Anderlecht will be forced to sell their prized asset for a cut-price fee to avoid losing him for nothing in 12 months' time. De Cat's breakthrough campaign has drummed up plenty of transfer interest, including from the Bundesliga's big hitters and the Premier League. Born in the Brussels suburb of Vilvoorde in the summer of 2008, joining the Belgian capital's biggest club was the natural next step as De Cat caught Anderlecht's eye as a 10-year-old. He progressed swiftly through the ranks, remarkably earning a promotion to the under-18 setup before his 15th birthday, and it wasn't long before he made further progress by becoming part of RSCA Futures Anderlecht's senior youth team in January 2024, with whom he made his professional bow. A strong 2024-25 campaign at that level, where De Cat often captained the side at the age of 16, paved the way for a first-team breakthrough at the end of that season. Although he got his first taste of senior action in an 8-minute cameo against Fenerbahce in February 2025, aged just 16 years, 7 months, and 1 day, De Cat would have to wait patiently for regular first-team opportunities. Those eventually arrived in April last year, as the teenager was trusted to prove his worth during the Belgian Pro League's championship playoffs. With Anderlecht rank outsiders, the midfielder was afforded regular minutes as a substitute throughout the round-robin tournament and even popped up with his first-ever senior goal against Royal Antwerp in May. It was a run of games that proved to be a springboard for De Cat, who, after shining for Belgium's U17s at last summer's European Championship, has been a starter right from the off in 2025-26 as he makes good on his early promise. He marked his full senior debut with an assist in a dynamic, dominant individual display against Westerlo on the opening day of the season, where he seemed to be absolutely everywhere. Still just 17, he has made himself a pretty much guaranteed starter. A first goal of the campaign arrived in October in the form of an outrageous long-range strike against Sint-Truidens, as De Cat found the top corner from 25 yards out. In November, the teenager earned the Pro League's Player of the Month award, having shown as Anderlecht built some serious momentum. He has been vital to their recovery since, providing 4 goal contributions in as many games from a more advanced role, while delivering a match-winning performance in the Belgian Cup semi-final second leg. Although De Cat already stands at 63, tall with plenty of years still to grow, his height isn't necessarily his biggest attribute. His rangy frame enables him to glide across the turf and evade defenders with relative ease, but he combines that with game intelligence, composure, and bite in the challenge. His elite mentality will serve him well, too. "My only concern is getting better every day, always raising the bar," he told Neosblad. New head coach Jeremy Terrevel's decision to push him further up the pitch looks to be a masterstroke, maximizing De Cat's vision, passing, and strong ball carrying in a more advanced role, as well as making him a goal threat. The fact the teenager is demonstrating that he can operate pretty much anywhere in the middle of the park might just add another zero to his price tag. Given his age, he understandably remains a little raw in some departments. He is still working out how to utilize his towering physique, resulting in him sometimes being overpowered by more experienced opponents. His offensive stats have clearly improved of late, but he will also be working hard on his shooting and finishing in training. Discipline, too, is arguably an issue. De Cat has already served a suspension for accumulating too many yellow cards this season. His suitors will certainly see that potential. The timing of De Cat's meteoric rise will be bittersweet for Anderlecht. While they will be glad to have him as they look to secure European qualification for next season, the contract he signed in 2024 only has 1 year left to run, and the player is reportedly showing little appetite for an extension. Inevitably, the midfielder has generated plenty of transfer talk amid his emergence in Brussels. Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, and Bayer Leverkusen have all been credited with an interest, as well as Tottenham, Aston Villa, and Everton in the Premier League. Given the risk of losing him for free in 12 months' time, It said Anderlecht would accept as little as €30 million to part with the latest gem from their academy this summer, albeit that would still represent a club record sale. Could this teenage sensation be on his way to the Bundesliga giants? Stay tuned as we dive into the behind-the-scenes drama at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich power struggle. Is the transfer chief's future in doubt? While Vincent Kompany has revitalized Bayern Munich on the pitch, a power struggle is brewing behind the scenes at the Allianz Arena. Sporting director Max Eberl, once seen as the architect of the club's new era, is now facing significant scrutiny from the board. According to a report by Sportbild, his future is far from secure, with internal confidence in his leadership wavering. The atmosphere at Siebener Strasse has grown increasingly volatile. Despite Bayern's dominant form in the Bundesliga and their pursuit of a treble, the relationship between Eberl and other high-ranking officials has reportedly cooled. This lack of unrestricted trust has fueled speculation that his tenure could be cut short before his contract expires in 2027. The primary source of tension stems from Eberl's management of the club's wage bill. Certain members of the hierarchy believe he has been too generous during contract renewals, leading to financial structures that are deemed unsustainable. These internal disagreements have sparked a wider debate about whether the former RB Leipzig executive truly fits the club's long-term identity. Former manager Felix Magath highlighted the difficulty of the role, noting the shadow cast by club legends. After Uli Hoeneß, I don't know which manager has lasted long at FC Bayern. It's a very difficult situation, Magath explained. These great former leaders are still floating around somewhere in the universe. Therefore, it's difficult for someone who is now given responsibility to actually live up to it. For his part, Eberl is attempting to maintain a professional exterior as the speculation reaches a fever pitch. Ahead of a crucial Bundesliga clash against Bayer Leverkusen, he made it clear that he is blocking out the external distractions to focus on the club's immediate sporting goals. With a massive end to the season approaching, the sporting director is banking on trophy success to silence his critics within the executive board, though a final decision on his future is not expected until May. Eberl addressed the rumors directly during a press conference. "Those reports don't bother me. Criticism is always there. I'm focused on my own work and ours. Things are going well for us and we can achieve a lot this season. That's where our focus is." If a parting of ways does occur, the record champions may not look far for a replacement. There is a growing belief within the club that the duo of CEO Jan-Christian Driesen and sporting director Christoph Freund could absorb Eberl's responsibilities without the need for an expensive external hire. This would represent a significant shift in strategy, potentially moving away from the big-name executive model that has defined the club for several years. Meanwhile, on the pitch, Kompany will be fighting to lead Bayern to a clean sweep of the remaining trophies this season, where they still have the potential to win a treble. Die Roten sits atop the Bundesliga table with an 11-point lead over nearest rivals Borussia Dortmund, while they are also still in the DFB Pokal, with Leverkusen as their semi-final opponents. Furthermore, the Bavarians secured a resounding 6-1 victory over Atalanta in the first leg of their Champions League round of 16 tie. Is this internal turmoil affecting Bayern's on-field dominance? Next, we reveal which Premier League giant is eyeing a shock move for a Bayern star. Manchester United's left-back search, Alphonso Davies identified as top target. Manchester United are plotting a blockbuster raid for Bayern Munich star Alphonso Davies, identifying the Canadian international as the solution to one of the team's key weaknesses, according to a new report. The departure of Ruben Amorim in January saw an end to his much-maligned 3-4-2-1 system and a return of traditional wide men at Old Trafford. Michael Carrick, handed the reins as caretaker, immediately switched his new team back to a more familiar 4-2-3-1 shape with two wingers either side of Bruno Fernandes. However, the left-hand side lacks the same strength as the potent right, with both Ahmad and Brian Mbeumo jostling for the starting berth. Patrick Dorgu enjoyed a resurgence under his new interim boss, redeployed as a left winger in back-to-back victories over Manchester City and Arsenal, with two imperious performances and goals in both. However, the 21-year-old Dane picked up a serious hamstring injury at the Emirates at the end of January, ruling him out for 10 weeks. In his absence, Matthias Cunha came into the side. Signed for £62.5 million last summer, the Brazil international was targeted because of his suitability to Amorim's system, with his profile being one as an attacking hybrid, a cross between a winger and an attacking midfielder. He is less suited to the demands of a winger who stays wide, however, with a preference to cut inside and drive at the heart of opposition defenses, rather than going on the outside. When combined with the lack of overlapping threat from Luke Shaw, who is incapable of charging up and down his flank at this stage of his injury-ridden career, this has led United's left-hand side to become too narrow and predictable. INEOS are understood to be considering targets at both left wing and fullback in an effort to address this issue, with the long-term position for Dorgu likely to prove key to this decision. The prospect of a much busier schedule next season, with a return to Europe looking likely, will put further strain on Shaw. This will create the need for more depth at fullback, as well as more attacking thrust out wide. An outstanding new left-back, able to provide an overlapping threat and destabilize defenses, would solve two of these issues in one fell swoop. Cunha's preference to invert would be balanced and enhanced by a marauding fullback bombing down the outside of him, while Shaw would become an excellent option off the bench. It's clear, therefore, why United are ready to crank up their pursuit of Bayern's Davies as the best option available for this role, according to Sports Boom. Our sources understand Old Trafford Chiefs have made strengthening the left side of their defense a top priority after a season plagued by injuries and inconsistency in the role. And experienced Canada international Davies has emerged as one of the club's headline targets, even though he sustained a frustrating torn muscle in his right thigh in Bayern's last game. United scouts have been closely tracking the Bayern star, with the Red Devils prepared to splash serious cash to lure one of the world's most electrifying fullbacks to the Premier League. The 25-year-old Roadrunner has established himself as one of the finest fullbacks in Europe since breaking through at the Allianz Arena 8 years ago. He possesses a potent pairing of speed and skill, capable of decisively affecting games in all areas of the pitch. Davies' contract in Bavaria runs until 2030, making the prospect of luring him to England a difficult one. Sources in Germany indicate Bayern will demand upwards of £70 million before considering an exit this summer. The prospect of a Cunha-Davies partnership on the left is a tantalizing one, given how perfectly balanced the pairing would be as an attacking combination. It would create defensive issues, though these could be remedied by playing a more conservative fullback, such as Nausser Mazraoui, on the other side. Davies' injury record with Bayern is more of a concern, however, as is his contract status and expected transfer fee. It will require a mammoth offer to convince the Canadian and the German giant to allow a switch to Old Trafford this summer, both in terms of price and wages. But this could prove the key to unlocking Cunha's potential in a 4-2-3-1 system, which is expected to remain in place next year, whether Carrick is at the helm or not. Will Manchester United manage to lure this Bayern superstar to Old Trafford? That's all the football news you need to know for now. And that's a wrap on today's football news. Bayern Munich is hailed as Europe's best, a teenage sensation Nathan de Cat is making waves, internal drama is brewing at Bayern with Eberl's future uncertain, and Manchester United are targeting Alphonso Davies. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more breaking news, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Follow us on all social media platforms.